Hello there, YouTube. This is the Rogue Gem Player here, and this is the updated version of Gem Knights. I've gotten some cards recently, and I've revamped the deck to be a little bit more relevant. We are still going to be patiently waiting for the time when Phantom Core comes to the TCG, which won't be for a long while. Until then, this is probably the most streamlined build that doesn't play Black Garden, but, you know, that's the Lady Lapis Burn Reliance. So I'm going to get right into it. First, we're starting with 3 copies of Rescue Rabbit. This is one of your main starter cards in a sense. You use this to either get you more materials for more fusion summons, or you use it to go immediately into your Mrs. Radiant in order to open up zones to get into your plays. Sometimes you need to summon the Rescue Rabbit to make the Link monster because you open the Brilliant Fusion. So you can still make your plays, you just have to reverse everything based on your standard combos. We then play 3 copies of Block Dragon, which is the new card in the deck. Basically, it's very similar to Dragon Rulers, where you can banish Earth monsters from your hand or graveyard to special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. While it is face up on the field, rock monsters cannot be destroyed unless it's by battle, meaning a lot of the fusions, or a lot of the rock-based fusions, are really basically protected under this. And when this card is, if this card is sent from your field to the graveyard, you can add up to 3 rock monsters whose total levels equal 8, and you can actually add 2 level 4s, a level 1, a level 3, and a level 4, or 2 level 3s and a level 2. There's many ways of doing it. So, and that's once per turn, but you can use it for like link summons and stuff like that, and it will activate. To the gem monsters, 3 copies of Gem Armadillo because you need to search your combo pieces by any means necessary, and this is one of the cards to get to it. You can basically summon this, search and make Mrs. Radiant, or depending on your board, use it for the rock fusion. We do not play Exceed monsters in this deck because of the way the deck is built, so no rank 4s. For the Rescue Rabbit targets, we're playing 3 copies of Lapis. You always want to make this first before you make anything else. Mainly because Lady Lapis Lazuli is very broken, and having access to it is really important right now. Because basically you're doing as much burn damage as possible, and then OTKing for the rest. There are some combos where you can actually do 9,000 burn if you draw right, but it's very rare you'll actually get to that point, so you'll be doing a lot of your damage through the burn and then OTKing for the rest. So, and then the other vanilla is the 3 copies of Garnet, because it's a 1900 beater, so summoning Rescue Rabbit will have 38 on the board. So, and then the Gemini monster we're playing is 1 Amber. You only ever need 1, in my opinion, so if you don't ever hit it, that's fine. There's only like 1 or 2 plays you can actually use it with, but the fact that it is really usable and it interacts really well with Obsidian is kind of necessary. We then go into the actual monsters that affect monsters, which are 3 copies of Obsidian. Special summoning monsters from your graveyard is crucial because it gets you more monsters for the Lady Lapis Lazuli burn. So, it's one of the main combo pieces to search for. We then play 3 copies of Gem Knight Lazuli. You use this off the Brilliant Fusion most of the time, or the Lady Lapis Lazuli to get more resources and continue your plays, but adding normals back to your hand is basically no different than adding special summoning off of Obsidian in most cases. So, we then play the last monster is 1 copy of Crystal Rose. This is neat because it's a Elemental Hero Prisma for the deck, while at the same time being searchable off of Block Dragon. It's also a light and a rock, so you can use it for like many different fusions, and its ability to copy names makes it so you always have access to something, and the fact that you can also reuse this by banishing a fusion from your graveyard allows you to use this effect twice. So, for spells, 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. You need this card in any means necessary. You could play Predaplants, but then you are relying on using Proxy Dragon to go into more things. You can play like things like Emic Saber, but the space is kind of tight-ish, depending on how the deck is playing. But the fact that this card basically is so broken in this deck, it's not even funny. You could do so much damage with just this one card. It just it's also the biggest bait for like Ash. So unfortunately, we then play 3 copies of Gem Knight Fusion because it's a reusable polymerization as long as you have Gem Knights in your graveyard, meaning your opponent should never actually negate this card. 3 copies of Absorb Fusion. This is really awkward because it conflicts with Block Dragon, it conflicts with Crystal Rose, just special summon it, and it conflicts with the Link monsters right now, which are 2 Mrs. Radiant and a Proxy Dragon. So it's kind of iffy. I'm sure when Phantom Core comes out, you can take this out, but the fact that you just need to get your Gem Knight Fusion by any means necessary, and this is one of the only real ways of getting it outside of playing Predaplants, so which require you to have a monster in hand, and sometimes you don't always have that. So 3 Twin Twister, because who doesn't want to get rid of back row, and this deck can easily pay for this card's cost and go +1 every single time. 2 Forbidden Chalice for monster effects. You'd be surprised what you can negate with this card. These could obviously be Ghost Ogres or something like that. I just don't have any all the hand traps on me, so this is decent enough. The 1 Foolish, because sending Crystal Rose can work, Block Dragon can work, Book, and Darkhold. For the extra deck, 2 copies of Lady Brilliant Diamond. You need 1 for the Brilliant Fusion, and there are some occasions where you go into your second turn, and you have to make the Lady Brilliant Diamond the normal way. Sometimes that happens, sometimes that doesn't. But the fact that it is a 3400 beater, it's a perfect target for Brilliant Fusion because you get so much advantage off the card, and it accesses any fusion you want, minus itself, obviously. No, sorry. You can, if it survives, you can tribute this to summon this one, but no one really does that. So, 2 Master Diamond, because the Lady Lapis burn is important. You could play 3 if you'd want, but you can get away with playing 2 and it would still work. 3 copies of Lady Lapis Lazuli. This is so broken, I'm pretty sure this card's going to go to 1 before Phantom Core ever comes out, because there's so many plays with Phantom Core that makes this card just do so much burn, and you can actually do the burn FTK in this deck, just not as consistently as Black Guardian right now. So, 1 Seraphonite, you actually make this quite often in with the Brilliant Fusion, just because Crystal Rose is a card. 2 Zirconia, because it's a 2900 beater, and it's a vanilla, so it basically makes so certain cards like Fiendish Chain, which some people still kind of play, become a problem. So, next, 1 Ruby, because we're playing the Garnet. It's a 2500 beater that does piercing, and if you banish, like, banish this for Master Diamond, you make Master Diamond 2900, and then you kill something, and then you do piercing, and you gain attack. It's fun. The 1 Prismara, because sometimes you use Amber to make it, and getting rid of problem face-ups is kind of important. The last 3 cards in the extra deck are 2 copies of Mrs. Radiant and the 1 copy of Proxy Dragon. There are occasions where you will have enough material on the field to make both the Mrs. Radiant and the Proxy Dragon and still do the burn for 3000 every single time you activate the Lady Lapis burn, which is really, really, really stupid, but that's effectively how it works. So, you can play other things like Firewall and stuff like that if you have the space for it. I'm just, it's kind of one of those cases where for space reasons you don't really want to, but you can make a more linked heavy deck and still get the same result. So, I hope you'll enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please rate the deck, thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, all that nonsense, and I'll bring you other deck profiles as they become apparent and I get finished building them. Thank you. Bye.